Hey, this is Mr. Hirschman, and this is Ali Smith's How to Be Both, the book that I'm sponsoring for ReCreate reading this summer. I first came across this book when I was presenting at a panel last year in Chicago that was on the ideas of contingency and uncertainty and instability, ambiguity in novels. And I was giving a paper, but somebody else was also giving a paper about this book. It's actually pretty recent. It was on the list of best books that The Guardian put out last year. The thing that I find interesting about it, and the reason that I want to read it, even though I haven't yet, is that it's metafictional and weird. It's a kind of about the way that stories are told and the power of art. And there are just some quirky elements about it that have stuck in my mind, even though I haven't had a chance to get around to reading it yet. So, for example, this is a book that is split into two stories of about equal length. I'm not sure if I can find it quickly, but there's a dividing point roughly in the center, and the story starts over again. And both sections are actually labeled 1, so you're not definitely sure that the sequence that you're reading it in is the sequence that Ali Smith intends you to read it in. In fact, depending on which copy of this book you get, you'll either get a version that has one story coming first or the other story coming first. The sequence gets reversed in about half the books. And one story is about a 15th century Renaissance artist whose name is Francesco, and the other one is about a teenager, I believe growing up in the 70s, whose name is George. And I actually don't know much about it apart from that, apart from the fact that it's challenging and it requires some piecing together. If you're the sort of person who's interested in book nerdery and how stories work and in being challenged to assemble a story as you go and piece it together, this might be the book for you. It's probably not the book for you if you're just looking for an easy read that you can kind of doze off to. If you fall asleep in the middle of this, I think you probably have to start over. So it requires a bit of attention, and it requires you to try to figure out, well, what exactly is going on? Why is it presented in the difficult way that it sometimes is, with so little explanation of what's going on? Why are there two so very different stories coming together? Are we supposed to figure out what it means, or is it just supposed to confuse us? So if you're interested in all of those questions, this might be a good option for you. That's about it. Cheers.